Hey there, it's Teresa G coming in from her cluttered kitchen. And happy Hanukkah to everybody who celebrates, and also Merry Christmas because they're both at the same time this year. How exciting! Anyway, so I wanted to show you guys a low carb slash gluten free version of a latke since last year I used a recipe from the Holiday Cookbook from Kim Howardin and Nisha Berry, which used celeriac, which worked very well. But if you really don't like the flavor of celery, celeriac is like celery on overdrive. It's just woo! It's really like woo celery. So this year, if you've seen some of my previous videos lately, I've been kind of on a Hearts of Palm thing. I can get cans of it at ShopRite for $2 a piece. And since I'm the one who's mainly eating it, it serves me for like 3 side dishes for a week, which is amazing. But anyway, I decided to kind of mix Kim's recipe with my family recipe with some other things I saw on the internet and come up with a recipe. Last week I tried it out for myself and I thought it was very good. So here we go. I'm gonna make hearts of palm latkes, and actually it works really well. You don't get the canned flavor very much of the hearts of palm. And if you already like hearts of palm, then you'll have no problem with the flavor of these, okay? And if you serve them to your family, unless their tongue is just in tune with grandma's latkes or whatever, yeah, it won't taste like that. But if for people who don't really remember or have any memory of grandma's latkes or your parents' latkes, they'll like them. Okay? So, it starts with a can of minced up, dried. I dried it for several hours in paper towels, and grated it up. Alright? The whole can. Okay? The recipe calls for a small onion. I had a huge onion, so I took a little piece. So I grated up some onion. Okay, I'm gonna add that to the bowl with the juice. You want the juice. The juice may make people's eyes go a little batty, but the flavor's in there, you know. Okay, now my mother's recipe calls for a good cup, I think it is, or 3/4 of a cup to a cup of matzo meal. Now, if you don't want to do matzo meal, you can get gluten-free matzo, which is 25 grams of carb in one piece. But remember that this little amount is making several latkes, probably enough for 2 people, or one very, very, very hungry person. But if you're serving it like as a on a table for several people, it's only it comes out to 3.5 grams of carb just for the matzah. But if you don't want to do that, you can just use some Keto Chow Baked Potato flavor, or you can add in, I think, some of the other protein powders have a little bit of thickening stuff in them, either inulin or xanthan gum or some kind of gum, acacia gum. You can use a teeny bit of that, and like a half a teaspoon of it for a whole thing, and add in some plain protein powder if you want to do that. Or add in, they also make liquid flavorings, OO flavors, possibly even Olive Nation. You can get them online on Amazon. I already bought sweet potato flavoring. I think they also have mashed potato flavoring. I think I bought some of that a while back. So you can use that with some protein powder. All right, anyway, so there's your, I'm going to use about half a packet of the baked potato Keto Chow because I have it. Now, all recipes call for salt and pepper. This is actually Kinder's The Blend, which is salt, pepper, and garlic. I like the addition of garlic to my latkes, so I'm putting that in. Also calls for an egg. I'm going to whip this up a little bit and pour it in. Okay. Now, a recipe that I've been using lately includes a little bit of lemon juice. So I'm going to add in, I have a little bit of this, I have this Sicilian lemon juice from Trader Joe's. You can obviously squeeze a lemon, squeeze half a lemon if you want. Okay, so that makes the heart's palm, the onion, the matzo meal, egg, lemon, salt and pepper, okay? And we're gonna obviously mix this all together. Now you can do it with your hands if you wish. Right now I don't feel like getting my hands all messed up. So just mix it so that the egg is thoroughly incorporated. You don't see little lines of yellow. All right. Okay, and then heat some oil on, on medium for a few minutes. Get it fairly hot, and we will drop these. I like to do mine with a cookie scoop. I think it works the best, and that way you get even sized latkes. Okay. All right, so there you go. It's all mixed up, ready to go. And if you hand grate the onion, and you still have a little bit of onion left, don't let it go to waste. Okay, we'll use it in something else. Okay, so let's see if the oil is ready. Oh, is it frying yet? No, it is not. All right, when that starts sizzling, okay. This is the brand, obviously, this is the brand I use of gluten-free matzo, if you want to use matzo. See, for the right texture, you really need something like matzo to get it to taste exactly like a real latke. So, let's see. Is it sizzling yet? No. I'm gonna wait for this to. Up, it's just starting. It's starting. Okay, it's starting. Okay. All right. I'm gonna spray a little Avo spray on my cookie scoop, and I like to scoop about a little around a half to 3/4 of the scoop. All right. Then I take my spatula and I flatten it a bit to an even thickness. I'd say about half an inch. All right. Just keep going. I can get about 3 in a skillet. Normally I would use my cast iron because it gives it a better crust, but this was out here. All right, and just cook them until brown and crispy. All right, I flatten them out with the edge of the spatula, and then let's see. Nope, not yet. You want to get in a little bit closer on the bubbling if you can. Just so you will see. Boy, I hear it. Very excited. See, when you start to see a little brown around the edge, you know to turn it. So, nope, that one's not ready yet. This one is starting, just starting to see a little browning. Ah, come on. Come on, baby. All right, whoop, there we go. Nope, this one's sticking a little. And they may break apart a little bit since they don't have the real, you know, they don't have flour in them or, you know, wheat, so they may break apart slightly. Alright, that one's not really, I'll have to give that one a little extra. But, there we go. And by the time this, well, the first batch usually doesn't come out all that great anyway because the oil isn't really hot enough. But by the second batch, you're usually raring to go if you've made latkes enough. You know when they're good and ready. Alright. Nope, not yet. Yeah, see, this one fell apart. But that's okay. The only person eating this batch is me. So, I'm the only one eating this batch. So, and what I might do for Hanukkah is, I mean, obviously for Hanukkah, I'm going to make, first night is always just latkes and toppings. And put out a whole latke board with the latkes. My coworker and friend Michelle from work last year gave me this beautiful latke plate, serving platter. I love it. It's got little Jewish gnomes all over it. I love it. And she gave me little melamine Hanukkah plates to serve latkes. And I'm going to serve mine on there. I'm going to make real latkes for the family. But I may also make half a batch with, alright, this one is definitely ready. So what I like to do is when I take it out, I like to push it against the pan just to let some of the oil drop off. Be ready with a rack, a cooling rack over some paper towel. And then start. See, now you can hear it. Right? You can hear the super sizzling. Yes, you can. Alright? And now nothing should stick. Alright, well this one, I'm going to take it out. I can see the bottom looks a little bit better. This one's still, it must be this side of the pan. There's always one side of the pan that's cooler. So, always. There's always one pan, one side that's always cooler. I don't know why. And so you have to move the batter around as you cook it. This one has a big chunk in it. Oh well. Obviously, my tiny food processor didn't do as great a job as it should. Yeah, I do not prefer this pan for making latkes. I should have pulled out the cast iron. My mother had a specific pan. My mom had a pan that was her mother's that she used to use to make latkes. It was an old-fashioned aluminum pan. It really looked like it had been around a long time. She inherited that pan when Grandma passed. in 1971, I want to say. I think I was 11. And so because of that, she always used that pan, and she also had grandma's kugel pan. Unfortunately, I did not inherit either one. We're going to have to ignore the dogs because Steve went outside to get the mail. When Steve goes out to get the mail, the dogs go a little bazonkers. Yes, they do. I also like doing, occasionally I like taking the batter for these and making like a little fritter. Yeah, this batch needed a little more egg or something because they are falling apart. Okay. Cards are starting to come in, people. Cards are starting to come in. And I still haven't made my Christmas cards. What are you going to do? And I have been terrible in general. I have not made. I just finally finished putting together my Hanukkah cards. And I've only wrapped 4 out of who knows how many gifts. I've been terrible. Absolutely terrible. But what are you going to do? Anyway, so here we go. When this little bit is done, there's room for 2 more. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It'll be like 9 of them. So about 2.5 grams of carb just for the matzo part of it. There's 5 grams in a serving of the hearts of palm. So it's like 5, 20. So it's about 30 grams for the whole batch. So that's not bad. If you're low carb, not keto, then you can enjoy more of them. And if you're not, then you can behave yourself and have a couple. Now, see this, I can tell. Oh, look at the crust on that one. The crust on that one. Oh yeah. Baby, that's beautiful. Okay, that's going to be the first one I eat. I finally got some fresh sour cream. The only thing I'm missing is like chives. Oh well. I forgot to buy. Okay, this one's going to go this way. That one's going to go this way. That one's coming out in a minute. I'm just going to make one giant one because there's only enough left for one big one. Okay. And let's take the beauty out. Okay. A little bit more. Okay. So just have this little amount of stuff to wash. Okay. And I think this one I can. basket, please. Okay. I don't know why I'm doing this without this here. Okay. If I could have found a blue one, I think folks at Trader Joe's, you need to put out a blue one for these. Because that one is too Christmassy, but I have it anyway. Alright, that one is still not cooking hot enough. That one's good. Okay. And also what I like to do, while this is still hot, take a little salt. Let's give them a little bit. Okay. Now a little bit. I like a little bit of pepper. Okay. Let's do that. And how are we doing? We are nice. Okay. And last but not least. Okay. It's a little soft. Okay. It's here. Okay, and that's the last one. Hey. Okay. So. Okay, it's serving time. I'm very excited. Okay. So, we got a platter full of latke. Now, of course, you can garnish any way you want. Most people do sour cream or applesauce. We don't do applesauce in this house. Nobody likes applesauce in this house. I liked applesauce as a kid, but once I tasted sour cream, there was no going back. So, just top them. And if I had some pretty chive, I put some chive. I don't have any chive. So, if you're serving them to people, obviously, put your toppings on. What I do is I make a whole bar on the first night and the last night, because everybody loves the latkes, and some people only want the latkes when I serve the latkes with other things. So, alright, and then of course, I serve myself a macro or two. I'm going to take the two prettiest things, of course, because it's my video and I'm eating them. Okay. So, happy Hanukkah to everybody. It starts Christmas Day at sundown this year. Very excited. Okay. And, alright, nice and crunchy on the outside. Soft on the inside like mashed potato. Definitely, you can tell they're not potato. They don't have as much of the crunch from the starch of the potato. But you don't really taste it as hearts of palm. So, that's good. So, I think people who didn't know you did this would just think it was a different kind of potato or something else. It definitely doesn't taste like cauliflower. It has its own flavor. Yes, it's a little softer inside this one, this batch. The last batch had more Keto Chow in it. So the acacia fiber definitely helped with the texture. But they're still very, very tasty. I love latkes. Mm. And that's why I just do a whole table of latkes and toppings the first night. Because we all know latkes are almost everybody's favorite thing. Is brisket as big a seller? No. Game hens, not really. Duck, maybe. Duck is up there. Duck is up there. You loved it last year. Yes, you did. Duck was really good. You don't remember, but I remember. I remember when Trevor gets up from the table and goes, "Ma, that was really good." I know you liked it. When you say nothing, I know that it was below par. Anyway, so these are definitely going to be on my Hanukkah table next week, along with some potato pancakes for everybody else. And I was thinking I might make a batch of these, but with a little bit of potato in them to give that more of that crunch. And since I'm allowing myself between 60 and 100 grams of carb pretty much a day, it will be good. I won't feel guilty. But I may only have like 2 of those out of 7, you know. I may save more for the rest of the week. Anyway, so happy Hanukkah to all. Merry Christmas. And I'm hoping to see you again before the end of the year.